It was so electric out there today. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I can't wait for more. But I also can't wait for more great weather because we have some really good stuff in store.
You know, Matt and I were talking about this a couple days ago, and then Betsy and I were commiserating about it. When you look at the forecast and you look at the mild weather we've had so far this winter, and technically we can still have, you know, some things go down here. We have not had a stretch of days where each day it gets warmer and warmer and warmer with continuous sunshine in a very long time.
Is that a tease?
We are due for it.
Okay.
So let's talk about it. Temperature is cooling down. It is not going to be for the faint of heart across Northeast Ohio tonight because it is going to be cold. There's no ifs and or buts about it. That is how we're going to be doing it tonight. Waking up tomorrow morning, you're going to definitely need an extra layer on. You're also going to need to turn up the heat as well. Overnight tonight, temperatures are going to be cooling back into the 30s. And frankly, we've kind of had a little bit of issues going on here with the lower 48 right now. We don't have a whole lot of activity trending for the country, but we're having a little bit of a dissonance between a zonal and Mariana flow as we have a ridge that's going to be building through the central plains and moving over towards the east. What does that mean, Jason? Why are you throwing out these terms? Well, that works to our benefit because, well, once we get this ridge moving eastward, that's going to allow for really stable conditions to continue, and that will also allow for high pressure to remain in control, which is what is expected to happen. Rain showers south is going to be eroding away. We're going to get rid of that activity. We're going to get rid of that frontal boundary that moved through here earlier today. And we're going to allow high pressure to really build throughout the eastern half of the country over the next several days here. Because we still have a light east-northeast wind coming right across the lake, we still have temperatures performing a little bit cooler than what they were yesterday, such as Worcester, about 5 degrees cooler. However, along the lake and even a stretch over towards the north and east, 10 to 15 degrees cooler from this point yesterday. We're going to stick with this narrative overnight tonight, waking up tomorrow morning. Low 30s, feels like the mid to upper 20s across the region. But again, clear skies. And with those clear skies, that's why we're going to have things a little bit colder. However, low 50s expected, perhaps even some areas moving into the mid 50s. Once we get into Sunday, heading in towards Monday, now we start to kind of press on the gas pedal a little bit more. 50s give way to mid to upper 50s. By Monday, we're moving into the 60s territory. And then by midweek, we could be knocking on the door of the 70s territory. We wrap it up tonight with freezing temperatures. Tomorrow, more sunshine. At least it's going to be very, very ambient out there. Northeast winds still at about 5 to 10. They turn more southerly once we get into Sunday, heading in towards Monday. Now let's look at the big picture. Why is all of this happening? Well, I said before, we're getting rid of this activity here. It's going to stay mainly mid-Atlantic towards the south. By Sunday, high pressure gains steam. We start to see, look at this. I want to point this out to you. So we have high pressure building in the central plains of the country. That begins to move eastward. Yes, we're going to have some colder weather still sticking around for the first half of the week, but the afternoon highs is what's going to be positively forming for us. This green and even yellow, look at that, starts to move eastward across the Mississippi River Valley area, straight into the Midwest. And all of this warm and very balmy air arrives into Northeast Ohio by Wednesday into Thursday. And even by Friday, some models are forecasting we could be knocking on a door of 80 degrees. Precipitation-wise, 6 to 10 day outlook, below average precipitation. Look at this, 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day outlook. Above average temperatures are going to be expected. Now let's take a look at your Union Home Mortgage 10-day outlook. Upper 50s by Sunday, Easter Sunday, low 60s. Look at this. We start to really warm things up by Tuesday, Wednesday, mid to upper 70s, even touching on 80 degrees almost by Friday. And I think some models could be taking us into the 80s, and we will enjoy every bit of that.